before we get to questions, I've got one for you. It's week again. You got to be ready, right? How are you feeling?
Oh yeah, man. We're all excited. Especially me. I'm ready to get out there and just kind of pick up where I was left off last year. Real exciting times, and I think everybody's ready to play.
Well, sounds good. With that, we're going to go ahead and open it up to questions. If you have a question for Tylan, just click raise hand, and please remember to turn on your camera if you have a question. Our first question is going to come from Jason Elmquist of the Stillwater News Press. Go ahead, Jason.
Hey, Tylan, thanks for taking the time. Wanted to ask you about the transfer wide receiver, Tay Martin, that came in middle of fall camp. How has he adjusted to the new system and Stillwater, and to the point where Coach Gundy already said that he thinks he's going to get some extensive snaps this weekend?
Oh, yeah, he's adjusted real well. I mean, he's coming in. You can tell just watching him run routes and everything that he's a real good ball player. I mean, he has good routes, good hands and everything. I think he's fitting in really well with our offense and the way we run things. And, yeah, I think you should expect to see a lot from him on Saturday.
How much do you think his experience in Mike Leach's offense helped him learn the system that you guys are running, because they're pretty similar?
Right. Yeah, I think that helped him a lot. I mean, kind of running the spread and everything, airing the ball out. I think having that experience behind him is definitely going to help him in the way we run our offense for sure.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Our next question comes from Chris Becker from the O'Colly. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Tylan. With this more limited capacity in Boone Pickens, what are some of your takeaways about how home field advantage could be impacted this season?
Yeah, I feel like having that's going to be a tough thing. I think guys aren't really used to kind of playing without all the fans being there. That for me, that brings me back to my high school days where maybe not so many fans are out there cheering for you and everything, and so the noise and everything on the field is going to be a lot different. But I think we're just going to have to be able to adjust. I mean, I feel like that's what this whole year is really about, just kind of being able to adjust on the go and just going out there and playing football.
Right. And where will you personally get that extra energy that won't be there that the fans normally provide?
I mean, I feel like that's kind of just an internal thing. You got to be able to go out there and just want to be able to compete, go out there and win a game, win a football game, whether there's fans or no fans out there. I mean, I think it's all about the team and just winning football games.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Scott Wright from the Oklahoman. Go ahead, Scott.
Hey, Tylan. So now that you're through this period of preseason camp, how has there been a knocking off the rust period for you, getting back out there and getting used to contact and all that stuff?
Oh yeah, definitely. Kind of having me out there getting used to running routes and everything, especially without the brace and all that stuff. It's definitely like you said, a knocking off the rust period for me. But I feel like I'm kind of back where I used to be. So I'm ready. I'm ready to go to play.
How long? I know we saw some photos early of you wearing the green jersey, and I'm sure that's probably not your favorite thing. But how long were you in that, and how long did it take for you to kind of get back to where you are right now?
Yeah, I think I probably had the green jersey on maybe for a couple weeks. Had it for a while, then realized, we were getting close to game day and it's going to have to come off eventually. That's what Coach Dunn was telling me. And, I agreed with him. I was like, yeah, it's got to come off. I got to be able to go in there, get used to contact. So it came off, took the brace off, got into some contact stuff, started running routes without it and feel perfectly fine. So I feel like kind of like the old me now. So I feel like I'm going out there and just kind of playing football like I used to.
Thanks, Tyler.
Our next question comes from Chris Budden from ESPN. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, two-part question. Where were you guys last Monday when you found out that game week was going to be postponed another week?
I believe we were – I'm not really sure. I'm trying to remember where we were. I think we found out kind of late. I was watching some college game, I think. Some game was on, and I saw it on the TV. Yeah, I saw it on the TV, and I was like, oh, man. And then I started telling everybody. Then that's when they started posting about it. So I was at home watching the game, actually.
How has it affected, your ability to get excited week after week for a game? Is there now, because I've talked to other players about this, a hesitation to really get amped up during the week?
At first, it was going into it, whether not knowing whether we're playing or not playing. And then especially kind of when they pushed it back that week, I feel like guys had a little trouble getting motivated to get ready for a game. And I feel like this week guys are really excited. We're out there flying around, and I think they're just really ready to play and know that we actually have a game this weekend.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Frank Bonner from the Tulsa World. Go ahead, Frank.
Hey, Tylan, how are you?
Hey, I'm good.
I just want to ask, Brennan Presley was one of 2 true freshmen to make the depth chart when it got released a couple weeks ago. What have you seen out of him and just his competitiveness that Gundy continues to talk about as a true freshman?
Man, Brennan's a real special guy. Honestly, he reminds me a lot of me when I was a freshman, but even better. I mean, he catches on to the plays a lot faster than I did when I was a freshman. He's out there making plays every day in practice. I mean, he looks like a guy that's kind of been here for a little bit already. So he's going to be a real special guy.
I know it took you some time to get back and just get into the swing of things, but how long did it take, if at all, for you to kind of connect with Spencer Sanders and have that receiver QB connection that you guys had last season?
To me, I feel like it took probably just a little bit longer just because I was going out there practice and I kind of was knocking the rust off. I wasn't really getting out there and feeling like the old me, how I used to running routes. And I feel like it took a little bit longer, but I feel like now we kind of got it down to where it's just, like you said, picked up where we were off last year.
Our next question,
Appreciate it.
Jenny Carlson from the Oklahoman. Go ahead, Jenny. Jenny, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Sorry, I think I muted myself when Gavin unmuted me. Hey, I know it looks like Spencer might be in the room there with you, so this may be a little awkward, but but how have you seen him be a different guy now? I mean, you were playing with him, obviously, at a time when, it was pretty early in the season before you got hurt. How is he different now on the field, his abilities and those sorts of things?
Man, you can just tell he's matured so much from last year. He's kind of getting in there. He's stepping up, being a even more vocal leader than he was last year. He's getting guys going. He's doing the right things he needs to be when it comes to QB play, making the right reads, staying in the pocket. And I just feel like he's really just matured a whole lot from last year.
All right, Jenny, you kind of hit me a little bit early there that Spencer is in the room. So we're going to make this the last question for Tylan here. So our last question is going to come from Joseph Fozzie from Oak Holly. Go ahead, Joseph.
Hey, Tylan, can you just talk a little bit about, the depth of this receiver core compared to, say, like last year?
Oh, man, I feel like we have probably a lot more depth, actually. And I feel like we have guys that are like 2s and 3s that can go out there and still make plays, I feel like we're pretty deep all around the board. And I just, like I was saying, I think we're all guys are playmakers no matter who we throw in there. So I'm just really excited to get out there and just see what everybody can do.
All right, thanks, Tylan.
Tylan, before we let you go, do you have any just kind of final thoughts, any last points maybe that you want to make while we've got everyone here together?
Just ready to go out there and play. Should be a really exciting season, and go Folks, I guess.
All right. Well, we're so thankful for you. We appreciate you coming on, hanging out with us here for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Yep.
Be safe, too.
Spencer, how are you?
I'm chilling. I'm
All right.
having a good week. I'm hot and sweating. Ready to take a shower.
You're turning to a star on this documentary, man. We see you every week now.
Just keep pushing, keep getting better. Team's getting better, so we're just going to keep going.
All right. Well, very good. Well, hey, we've got the same group of media here that you're used to. We're going to go ahead and just take questions. And if you could just kind of look into the camera and speak to them as if it's not even a computer, that would be best. All right. The first question is going to come from Scott Wright from the Oklahoman. Go ahead, Scott.
Spencer, how would you grade or rate your confidence now in yourself as compared to this time a year ago?
I wouldn't take it as so much confidence in myself. It's just the guys give me a lot of confidence. They're always encouraging me and helping me, and I'm getting better every day. So honestly, I wouldn't take it as in my own confidence. I would say that the guys around me have given me such a good atmosphere and keeping me just keep going and keep getting better to have my confidence in a better level where it is now. So really, I could say that my confidence is up to a whole nother level because of the guys around me. And it's not because of me, it's because of them. So I can honestly say they've brought the best player out of me possible that I think is ready for this season.
The last 2 years before this, your offensive coordinator has been your quarterback coach. And that's obviously different this year. What differences have you noticed in that, or will that not really be noticeable until you get out there for game day?
Are you saying it's just my games?
No, just what's different in your relationship with Coach Rattay, just because he's not because he's just focusing on quarterbacks?
I think our relationship is amazing. I think not only do we have a football relationship, we can talk to each other on a personal level. I mean, I've dealt with a couple situations that I didn't want to deal with, but you know, I mean, he was always a phone call away, and there's always just a willing helping hand. And anything that goes on, whether it's anything to do with football, I mean, I'm always calling him first before I'm going to Gundy or Coach Dunn. So I feel like our connection is very strong because, I mean, not only do I answer to him every day, I respect him and I love him as a coach and I love him as a person.
Will it be different having your quarterback coach on the sideline on game day?
I think he can get in my tail a lot easier, but I think it'll help me, honestly, because if you think about it, just think about maybe when you're a kid and your mom is chewing you out over a phone call. I mean, you can hold it over here. Like, you can just kind of play it off. But when he's in your face, it's like, all right, here we go. Let's bring it on.
Thanks, Spencer.
Our next question comes from Cody Nagel from Go Pokes. Go ahead, Cody.
Hey, Spencer, I guess what's most important as far as assignments on Saturday, with it being the first game after a strange off season, as far as kind of execution and stuff?
I mean, really, we're just going to keep it basic, and that's why I like Coach Dunn's going to keep it basic. Just no mistakes. Just limit your mistakes. You limit your mistakes. You limit everybody's mistakes, because not only because, I mean, football, like I say it all the time, football is about accountability. You do your job, everybody else does their job. You just make sure you do your one job first before you want to go do and help something else. Make sure you do your job. And I think we have real good accountability here, and we have really good communication. So I feel like just going into this game Saturday with accountability will lessen our mistakes, and we can just drive how we know how to play.
What things do you remember about Tulsa's defense? And obviously they've changed since last year, but some areas that maybe you guys can attack without giving up your whole game plan, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to answer that one, the question directly. I mean, you can ask another question. I probably want to answer that one.
That's fine. Appreciate it.
Cody, you gave it a shot, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Our next question comes from Jason Elmquist from the Stillwater News Press. Go ahead, Jason.
Hey, Spencer, thanks for your time. You had a late addition to the wide receiver core over the fall camp with Tay Martin. What have you seen from him so far, to where Gundy's already saying that he's going to see some snaps this weekend?
I mean, everybody's seen it. I mean, his snaps are documented. Like, it's out there. You can see it. So he has reliable film to show who he is, to back him up. So I think he's a great player. Right. Recently, I mean, obviously he's been learning. I mean, our playbook isn't this small. It's humongous. So I think once he really gets it down, and I think he's really getting down, like, the Oklahoma State basics. Now, once he starts getting just the little minor things, which I think he's already picking up on, I think he can be phenomenal, just like any other receiver here.
Have you worked with him extra to try to work on the timing, because he is kind of behind with some of the other wide receiver guys that you already have in there?
Always. And I mean, I know there's other guys grabbing them and picking them aside and just kind of just teaching them up. It's not always about me. I mean, as this team, it's not about the quarterback. Like, I get it, like in movies and stuff like that, like the quarterback is just that person. Now we move as a team, and nobody's better than nobody. So it's kind of like everybody's kind of picking off and everybody helps them. Everybody wants everybody to succeed. And that doesn't mean I'm not helping them. That just means, like, everybody wants to help them. And that's what I really like about this team, because it's not only me helping them, because I know how much I've told him and how much he's already learned. So I know there's certain stuff I haven't told him that he's learned. So I like that he's taking information from everybody, and he's just learning, he's going, and he's just getting better every day.
Thanks, Spencer.
Our next question comes from Jenny Carlson from the Oklahoman. Go ahead, Jenny.
Hey, Spencer, how are you?
How are you? I'm sorry. I'm good. How about you?
You're tired. You can say whatever you want to say. Hey, I'm going to ask you about Tylan in a second, but you mentioned a second ago your playbook. How big are we talking? I mean, is this thing a 3-inch binder? I mean, the way you were motioning, this is like you guys are carrying around a boulder.
Yeah. Okay, put it this way. For a certain team, it is minimized. The whole playbook, probably like that big. I don't, it's, man, I don't know. I don't know, but I know that I got a lot of plays in my head right now.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, my question about Tylan. You were in the room. I could tell he was cheesing with you before he was off, and I asked him about you and how you've changed. So I'm going to flip that. How have you seen him change? He's obviously coming off a fairly major injury, but how is he a different guy now than he was when you last played with him?
First off, I'm going to start off with Tylan is phenomenal, and he's an amazing receiver. And not only is he a good receiver, he's a great person. And so with saying that he's a great person, Tylan is such a great person that his motivation to get back and hold, basically, like I said earlier, accountability, hold himself accountable for his job. He's going to do what he's put on film for the past 3 years. Every single game, he's going to give it his 100%. So honestly, I mean, I love watching Tylan play. I mean, it's awesome how he critiques his game. I mean, it's not even just about just Tylan too. It's all the other guys. But just speaking on Tylan right now, how he's coming back off his knee injury too, I think he's doing an amazing job. I mean, the other day I watched him jump up and just flip his hips and everything and come down. It was an amazing catch. It was just, I mean, he's the same person. So I think he has grown tremendously. And honestly, I think it probably made him better as a player. It probably maybe like just showed him maybe some patience. I know when I tore my both ACLs, it kind of helped me grow up and just kind of look at life like, hey, this is life. Let's go about it this way. So I think it was obviously we can't do anything about it. So I think it was for the good at the end of the day. Make the most out of it. And I think he has come back tremendously well. I think he's balling even better than he was last year. And I mean, it's just Tylan. You're excited to see him play. So I'm excited to watch him on game day. I've been watching him every day at practice. He's amazing as always.
You know, I know guys like you mentioned, you've torn your ACL. Guys tear their ACL a lot and come back and they're fine. And we see it all the time. But did you ever sense out of him that there was worry, concern? I mean, even as he came back and wore the green jersey and had the brace and, you know, he was kind of adjusting to things. Did you sense any of that ever out of him?
No, because there's times I have to tell him to chill out. Like, hey, it's a bad ball. Leave it alone. Like, you don't need to make no tremendous catch right now. And scout team versus it's just as offense versus scout team. Like, I don't need that right now. I know you can do that. So just chill. You know, it's all right. You're good. So yeah, that's my answer to that one.
All right, cool. Thanks, Spencer.
You're welcome.
All right, Spencer, I know you got to get in the cold tanks here, so we're going to make these last couple of questions, all right? The next question is going to come from Chris Budden from ESPN. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Spencer, my apologies if you've been asked this before, but I'm just wondering, when everything shut down in March, how did you stay in shape? Where'd you go and what'd you do?
I went home. I worked out. I at least try to work out 4 times a week, or 3 times a week here and there. But or if not, every day. There's some weeks I was going every day just to kind of keep my body in shape. But no, I mean, I went home. I got to see my family. That's always good. I mean, my mother is my number one. Nobody goes before her, so it's always good to see my mom. No discredit to Pops. I love Pops, but I'm definitely a mama's boy. I was good. I mean, I really got to spend time with my mom, and I could say that I feel like a young man. So I got a chance to show my mom, like live with my mom for 6 months and show her like, hey, like I can clean up around the house. Just tell me what you need to do, kind of thing.
That's cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our final question is going to come from Jared Alatorre from the Ocali. Go ahead, Jared.
Hey, Spencer. Obviously, the game has changed a lot this year. But what are your concerns about watching some of the rusty play in the Big 12 last weekend?
To be honest, I mean, it's not my concern of right now. My concern is my team and facing Tulsa. I mean, I know that's probably like what you hear out of everybody, but I mean, honestly, it's my goal right now is Tulsa. I want to beat Tulsa. Obviously, I want to beat the other teams too. It was good watching them, but that was just watching football, kind of not really too much focusing on that because, I mean, we've got a team here, we've got things to do. So that's not really my concern right now.